Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy.
Remember this: when you receive information, your mind creates its own misunderstandings. To truly grasp the Matrix, you must train your ability to see beyond what the film presents. Perhaps some of you are familiar with the monkey business illusion. In this illusion, you are asked to count the ball passes between players while the gorilla casually crosses the field. Morpheus is about to do something similar, replacing the mental effort of counting passes with a beautiful woman in the red dress. Initially, your attention focuses on the content of Morpheus's captivating speech, as he introduces the residents of the city as individuals helplessly trapped in a system, most of whom are unwilling to be unplugged.
Most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Freeze it.
The criticism of Neo's distraction by the woman in red also applies to you, the viewers. You miss the message being conveyed and fail to see what was truly being shown. The rebel of the Nebuchadnezzar can effortlessly replicate the entire Matrix. They possess Myth's code and can incorporate it into their programs at will. While the woman in red is presented as a diversion, the color red throughout the film symbolizes truth. Interestingly, this Matrix replica is made up of multiple replicas, much like a grand cast of twins and triplets dressed in black and white, representing duality. The freeze frame intended to showcase this fact was wide before your eyes, but like the gorilla, you likely didn't notice. We could delve into various interpretations of what the woman in red represents. She symbolizes our attachment to sensory experiences or illustrates the danger of our desires. She embodies the illusion that leads to suffering or the internal pursuit of pleasure for the weak. But her main purpose is to distract you. By missing the essential point, you become akin to those trapped in the Matrix. The narrative led your attention astray. The film just proved that you are manipulable. Your mind is controlled even though you're not aware of it. The woman in red serves to divert your attention from the fundamental truth. In the Matrix, there is no absolute reality. If you haven't grasped this concept yet, numerous reminders will come later in the film, attempting to awaken your mind, which may still be enchanted by the captivating illusion. Among them, there is the famous sequence often interpreted as a philosophical statement, but perhaps it can be taken in the literal sense.
Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
If there's no spoon, it might mean there's no reality. No spoon, no reality.
You think that's air you're breathing now?
The idea that reality isn't what it seems is not about denying its existence. It's about admitting that our perception of things and the events that make it up is influenced by our lack of knowledge. So we only see the world through our own conditioning, which stops us from grasping fundamental truth. It's like watching movies through emotional, intuitive, or intellectual lenses, forgetting that these three aspects are deeply connected. Here, we dive into a profound teaching that can only be revealed to those who accept things as they truly are, an interdependence or projection. This means our identity and personality are illusory representations. To fully understand this, we should learn to observe and know ourselves better. It's not just a philosophical viewpoint, it's the only path that leads to putting an end to suffering for good. Junk food, pornography, sugar, addictions, toxic relationships, lack of meaning and dissatisfaction. all these negative elements that may be present in your life are the result of not knowing yourself well enough. When Neo meets the Oracle, she asks if he knows why Morpheus brought him to her and if he believes he's the one. To this, he responds,
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
To fully know oneself, it means understanding both our ignorance, doubts and mistakes, as well as the invisible principles and eternal truths.
I'm not the one.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift, but it looks like you're waiting for something.
Neo is filled with confusion. He doesn't know himself and seems to expect the Oracle to provide him with answers, but she subtly encourages him to see the truth on his own. Knowing oneself means becoming united with all aspects of our being and uncovering the truth. Here, Neo confronts his own doubts and lack of knowledge. His conversation with the Oracle wasn't meant to reveal his future, but to confront his present. He must discover who he is on his own, because eliminating ignorance is a necessary step that comes from fully understanding the conditioning that shapes our perception. Then, Neo must transcend appearances to see what truly exists, removing the veil of illusion and freeing his mind to realize his authentic nature. This is the path followed by all seekers to cleanse their mind of suffering and realize their profound essence.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo, but I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
We can only help unveil the truth obscured before our eyes. The end of ignorance comes when we decide to accept ourselves and know our direction.